CBS.
Hello everyone and welcome to the front page. I'm Sarah Strackhouse. Rock the Desert is here in the Basin for its 15th time and doors are already open. The Christian festival goes until Saturday. Bands such as Skillet and Crowder will be performing. Visit CBS7.com for information on ticket purchases if you haven't already gotten them and a list of bands you can expect to see. And a 9-year-old boy was hit by a truck earlier today. It happened on Boulder Avenue near Grandview. The driver of the vehicle was cited for not having proof of insurance, according to police.
Investigation revealed that a dark gray Toyota Tundra was traveling westbound in the 3700 block of Boulder, and he went out in front of the truck and he was struck by the Tundra.
The 9-year-old boy was taken to Medical Center Hospital with minor injuries. The investigation is still underway. No charges have been filed after a five-year-old girl in Odessa is seriously injured from jumping out of the back of a moving pickup driven by a 13-year-old driver. Police say the girl was airlifted to Lubbock and is now in stable condition. Police say the driver was cited for driving without a license, but investigators say his mother is a single parent who didn't know he took the vehicle, so charges against his parents are not likely.
It's not fair. You know what I mean? A child shouldn't be behind the wheels of a car at any time. And a parent who lets the child be behind the wheels is irresponsible.
Police say as many as 10 children were playing in and around the back of the pickup on Zanetta Street before 13-year-old took off, but he did not know the little girl was still in the back. And we're learning more about the woman arrested for the deaths of 2 dogs at the doggy boutique in Odessa. Odessa police have arrested 22-year-old Amber Saiz for 2 counts of cruelty to non-livestock animals. On July 29th, police responded to the doggy boutique in reference to 2 animals found dead inside the business. According to court documents obtained by CBS 7, Saiz admitted to not feeding or watering the dogs on Sunday, July 27th. She says she asked a friend, Sammy Peppers, to go check on the dogs. He says the animals had little to no food or water. Saiz admitted the following day she did not feed or water the dogs, and when she arrived Tuesday morning, she found 2 dogs deceased. The investigation revealed that Saiz had been in care, custody, and control of the business for 4 months. And with your eye on Big Spring, water has been restored to those in Big Spring affected by the water main break. A 20-inch water line burst near 10th and Owens yesterday afternoon. It shut off water to a high school and around homes and businesses. The city says they are replacing lines in that area. In state news, and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk announced plans to build the world's first commercial launch pad for orbital rockets in South Texas. Brownsville Mayor Tony Martinez says it'll give the area near the Mexican border a much-needed economical boost. The launch pad could be operational by 2016. In international headlines, closing arguments are underway in the Oscar Pistorius murder trial. South African Paralympic track star is accused of murdering his girlfriend, model Riva Steenkamp. Prosecutors say it was premeditated. Pistorius says he did fatally shoot her in the bathroom of his home, but it was in self-defense since he thought she was an intruder. After final arguments wrap up, the judge will decide his fate at a later date, which she will announce on Friday. And the body of Major General Harold Green is back on U.S. soil. His casket arrived Thursday at Dover Air Force Base. The longtime officer was killed Tuesday at a military training facility in Kabul, Afghanistan. He was leading the U.S. effort in training Afghan soldiers. An ISAF official says a member of the facility shot from inside a nearby building, hitting General Green. The Taliban has acknowledged the incident, but not claimed responsibility for it. The Pentagon says an investigation is underway. It's a hot day in the basin here, maybe getting hotter. Let's check in with weather specialist Daryl Ward for today's weather. Daryl.
Yep, serious heat going on right now. Although, once again, we have a few pop-up showers. Let's take a look at our radar. Pinpoint 4x4 radar. And again, the upper elevations to the west of us, seeing some showers cook up this afternoon in the heating. See the green and the yellow, that's light to moderate rain. No severe weather out there. Not a lot of motion involved in this. Quick look at it. As you see, it's brewing up and staying pretty much stationary near Presidio, west of Alpine, up past Van Horn, Del City, and up into south central New Mexico. And as far as your weather headlines, well, I'll tell you what, we are going to be enjoying Rock the Desert. You may have heard us mention that a time or two, but here is what is going on. Rock the Desert started today. If you're heading out there this afternoon, be ready for the heat. Temperature 100 plus. And then tomorrow it will continue with upper 90s. Saturday, the final day of the festival, mid 90s. So some pretty serious heat if you're going out to the festival. Be careful, stay hydrated, use your sunscreen. I'll be back with your pinpoint 7-day forecast here in just a few minutes. Sarah?
Daryl, thanks so much. Here's a look at what's trending now across social media. The hashtag ALS Ice Bucket Challenge is going viral on Facebook. It's a challenge to raise awareness for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS. It's also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Participants in these videos tape themselves acknowledging they were nominated, dousing themselves with a bucket full of ice water, and nominating a few others. Then they post to Facebook. The alternative to accepting the challenge is to donate money to the foundation. ALS is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord, and in many cases kills the person who has it. According to President and CEO of ALS Association Barbara Newhouse, those videos are, quote, a creative way to spread ALS awareness via social media and in communities nationwide. And have you ever wondered what people do to stop their babies from crying? Well, one parent uses Katy Perry's voice. As the song Dark Horse plays, the baby gets more and more excited and she stopped crying. And videos of dogs greeting their owners coming back from overseas are all over the internet. You can see these dogs just can't get enough of their soldiers back home. Goes to show the saying, dog is a man's best friend, is true. Still ahead on the front page, you may be spending more than you need to gas your car. We'll give you some helpful tips to save money. But first, a look outside. Right after the break, we'll take a second look at your 7-day forecast. Stay with CBS 7 from the front page. Welcome back to the front page. The deadline is up. According to the Food and Drug Administration, to use the gluten-free label, products must now have an undetectable level of gluten and cannot have any ingredient containing wheat, rye, barley, or any of the other derivatives. Last August, the FDA said food manufacturers had 1 year to meet the requirements, and if manufacturers don't, they will be subject to regulatory action from the FDA. And if you're not watching the pump when you fill up, you could be getting shortchanged. Dozens of pumps across Central Texas have failed inspections, some overcharging customers. Key's Hema Moeller takes a look at some of those places and ways that you can make sure you're not getting ripped off at the pump.
Put your seatbelt on.
Crystal Castro spends hundreds of dollars each month filling up her minivan. A few weeks ago, she noticed something wasn't adding up.
I thought I was being overcharged.
Unlike most drivers, she said something.
I have argued an issue about a gas price before, actually. My receipt, the numbers didn't seem to calculate correctly.
But if drivers don't make a complaint with the Texas Department of Agriculture, faulty pumps could continue to rip you off. Here in Austin, records show more than 80 pumps failed between May and July. One of the reasons, pump jumping or charging too much and shortchanging customers' fuel. Inspectors check by taking 5-gallon samples.
Our policy is plus or minus 6 cubic inches. This one is actually a plus, so it's actually giving a little fuel away.
But that wasn't the case at some stations.
Receive about 39 complaints a month. However, we do see more complaints in the summer, but I think the reason for that is just we're seeing a lot more people out on the road.
Just last week, tests showed the Q-Mart at Stassney and Congress wasn't giving customers all they paid for. Based on the 5-gallon test at 6 different pumps, each driver who filled up a 15-gallon tank could have been shorted close to $5. At the Chevron on 620 near Hatch Road, 17 pumps failed, cited for pump jumping. Last week, they were still out of order and had been since May. The owner didn't comment, but the TDA says the pumps will stay bagged and tagged until the station pays a tech to fix them. To make you feel confident about where you're pumping, the Texas Department of Agriculture is starting a pilot program at HEB gas stations in Central Texas. Say, search for your location. And when this gas station comes up, you'll be able to know all the information here as well as file a complaint if you have a problem. The QR codes are only at HEB stations now, but the program could expand.
It would be helpful for people like me who would actually utilize it.
Meanwhile, these inspectors will keep at it to be sure every pump is good to the last drop.
So we're always looking for those to find any pumps that may be cheating customers.
Coming up after the break, Harry Potter or Daniel Radcliffe is trying to get away from being known as a wizard. Entertainment news is up next on the front page.